To get into a Japanese temple, you usually have to go up a set of stone stairs. The number, altitude, and the angle of the stairway differs greatly and depends on a lot whether it's a Shinto or Buddhist temple. And there was more to it. Some say there are more steps there are, the more powerful of a deity lives in the temple. Judging by the length of the stairway, the local village wasn't guarded by the strongest of spirits. We walked away from the noise of the festival. It got not only quieter, but colder. I looked around like I expected to see a fox or a were-raccoon. Nico-san. Kagome stopped behind me and for some reason looked extremely embarrassed. It's a bit empty here. Couldn't come up with a better line. Kagome didn't say a word, just studying the ground at her feet. If you don't like it here. No, that's not it. She stared up. It's just, I only realize now how quickly everything has been developing. Developing? I mean, a relationship. She grew embarrassed again. Well, yeah. It really was going quickly. Just a day ago I realized I loved her. Now we'd already started making plans for our life together. If our relationship had developed in Tokyo, like between two normal teenagers, we would have probably only had our first date. Sorry if I'm rushing. No, it's not your fault. I've been thinking the same the entire time. Thinking about what? I've always liked you, Nico-san. Kagome suddenly blurted out and blushed, as if she was trying to resolve this awkward situation with the exclamation. But I was surprised. The mere fact that she had reciprocated already seemed unbelievable, so I couldn't even imagine Kagome had always liked me. Tingles ran down my spine and my eyes began to tear up against my will. Hell yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Oh, and the fireworks in the background? Oh, mwah, mwah, mwah. Perfect. I approached her, gave her a kiss, and at that moment, fireworks shot up into the sky. Yes. In the distance, I could hear the happy sounds of the villagers gathered for the festival, but to me, there were only the two of us in the entire universe. And then Himitsu shows up. As they're just smooshing right there on the spot, and then just hear, Nikoku? I could feel my love for Kagome with every muscle, nerve, and synapse in my brain. A pleasant warmth ran all through my body, and I forgot about the cold of the night. I was sure Kagome felt the same. Finally, we pulled away from each other. You should thank me. Do you know how hard it is to get a girl to confess something like this? Thank you. Not that it was any easier for me. But, Nico-san, what are we supposed to do next? Her mood soured again. Suddenly, she desperately reminded me of Himitsu. In that, she seemed ready to agree with any decision I made and rely on me for everything. But I had a pretty bad idea for what we were supposed to do next. But in a moment like that, I absolutely couldn't show weakness or indecisiveness. We could run away, somewhere close to the sea, for example. Somewhere far where no one would know us and where we'd never be found. What about my grandfather? And Dad? That seemed to be the first time she mentioned her father in weeks. I didn't have answers to all her questions. Could barely handle our simple life in this village. I'll be able to visit your grandfather in Tokyo sometimes. Right. Kagome nodded happily, but I knew she was pretending too. After all, there are people living everywhere, so we can adapt too. Maybe we can open a restaurant. No way. You don't want to? Then a liquor store. You don't need education or connections for that. But you do need money. We'll earn it. You're good at saving, and I'll listen to whatever you say. That's hard to believe. I swear on my heart. I actually crossed it, and Kagome laughed. Sounds came unexpectedly, like a sea breeze. Of course, Kagome was just playing along with me. She didn't really believe we'd be safe anywhere in Japan. But I was grateful to her for that. Every crime has its statute of limitations. Is that really true? Have we committed a crime? Well, how do I put it? Yes. Ellie's kidnapping hour seemed so distant, like a memory from another life. But Ellie hadn't forgotten it. Neither had Kobayashi-jun. Kagome frowned for a moment, but then smiled again. May God be my judge. She also crossed herself, but other way around. I didn't know you had such a good sense of humor. What? You thought I was only capable of irony? You know the first rule of Sarcasm Club? Be more sarcastic. Oh, we've got an Einstein here. Kagome smiled, but more out of politeness. So then, we're going to live like husband and wife? Seems so. It's my turn to be embarrassed. Funnily enough, before Kagome said that, I hadn't thought any of this could embarrass me. We were living together, but what choice did we have? She turned away from me as if she wanted to observe the people having fun at the festival. That's what she sees. If you want me to. There'll be time for that. Alright then. Alright. Shall we go? Let's go. Okay. We joined hands and walked down the stone steps to join the festivities. And there's... Of course, celebrations in Tokyo were on a much greater scale. You are going to run into Himitsu. There's no way that they didn't put... There's no way they throw in the fact that Himitsu's here, not for there to be an encounter. No fucking way. 10 minutes were enough for us to see the whole place. Now we were just walking in circles, passing the same stalls over and over. It was difficult to imagine that after that conversation I'd be able to behave as if nothing had happened around Kagome. Both of us fell into wishful thinking in the heat of the moment, saying things we didn't believe. It couldn't be called a blatant lie. Sometimes, to cheer up a loved one, there's nothing wrong with presenting an unlikely possibility as something that is destined to happen. Maybe the corporation would get off our backs one day. After all, Ellie was safe and sound. It seemed to me that the only way that would happen was after Kobayashi Jun's death. That old man could outlive us all.
Nico-san, are you tired?
Not really. I was mostly just bored by walking in a circle, but at the same time, being around other people this festive evening made our newborn relationship gradually feel legitimate.
I am, though.
Shall we go home?
Home?
Kagome drawled sadly. There was something about that sigh that threatened to shatter the whole ideal of the moment. Home isn't walls and things. You know, when my parents died, my old house in Tokyo started to seem alien to me. But now my home is wherever you are.
Nico-san.
Kagome gripped my hand tighter.
I need to leave you for a minute.
Alright, I'll wait for you here. Yeah, yeah, okay, I see. It's test time, huh? She's tested him again. I need to leave you for a minute. And then, as soon as Kagome left me, I was called by a familiar voice. She saw Himitsu. She said, I'm going to leave you for a minute. And now she's going to see how he reacts to Himitsu, what he says.
Nico-kun.
There are many ways the evening could have ended, but this was the one I desired the least. Himitsu stood right in front of me. Once we were still in middle school, we were walking home after classes and chatting about daily stuff.
Nico-kun, we'll be studying in the same school soon.
Himitsu said happily. If you manage to get in.
Of course I will. Do you really doubt that?
Not really. I indeed didn't.
There isn't much time left.
She suddenly said with notes of sadness. What do you mean?
All this. Going to school together and returning home. Living across from each other.
Why would it suddenly end?
Because we'll grow up.
To be frank, at that moment our careless life seemed endless to me. It was difficult to imagine what would be awaiting us, as the graduation appeared to be endlessly far in the future. Well, when I grow up, I'll definitely get myself a beautiful wife.
Nico-kun.
She pouted, just like a hamster. Don't worry, I'll invite you to the wedding.
Only if I'm the bride.
All of those years, Himitsu had lived by the thought that we'd always be together. Don't fucking guilt trip me like this. Don't do that. Don't fucking do that. The fucking epic music playing in the background. Just don't do that. She didn't need anything physical, as long as I was around. But I wasn't there anymore. To be honest, I didn't feel guilty for the fact that fate had guided us down different paths. Of course, I felt sorry for Himitsu, but such is life. Feelings aren't always mutual. Right now, I was much more worried about how she'd react if she saw me with Kagome. What'd she do? Who'd she talk to?
Nico-kun, what are you doing here?
I stood there with my back to Himitsu. I could feel her piercing gaze on me. Of course, she wouldn't do anything that would hurt me, at least in her opinion. We can't really hide either. There's not a whole lot of tall non-Asians in your crowd. The problem was we had very different ideas of what my well-being meant. It wasn't a good idea to go to this festival. If not run away as soon as possible, we should have at least laid low a few days till Himitsu would go back to Tokyo. Let's find a place to talk. I roughly grabbed her by the hand and pulled her aside.
Ouch, Nico-kun, that hurts.
Himitsu couldn't meet Kagome under any circumstances. Sorry. I said tersely, in a tone that hardly sounded apologetic. What are you doing here? You said you wouldn't come.
Grandma's feeling better, so I...
She stopped and frowned.
And you, Nico-kun, what are you doing here?
Me? I just heard about the festival from you and decided to come take a look. Remember how we would go to the festival at the river when we were kids? You know, where the old temple is. I was spitting out the words like a machine gun, as if that could delay the inevitable. So yeah, remember the candy apples from here? They also have them here. Could you from there? They also have them here. Can you imagine? Let's go and try them. They're delicious. Tried to grab Himitsu by the hand again, more carefully this time, but she pulled away and didn't move an inch. I couldn't just force her and pull this resisting fragile girl away from the crowd while people were looking. Sunshine, said of habit, but immediately stopped. Himitsu, we really need to go somewhere else.
Why, Nico-kun? Are you hiding something from me?
Or someone. Of course, I could just run away, but that would not only make Himitsu more suspicious, but also increase the chance she'd see Kagome. Bro, just admit it. Bro, just admit it. Bro, what are you afraid of? I think that this is the big test, right? This is the big test that Kagome had for you. Admit it. Admit it. Just admit it. She knew you were lying when you said you weren't here with Kagome. She knew. Just admit it. She's like, is there something? And you're like, no, not at all. Just admit it. Just admit it. I don't know why you're going through all this effort to not admit it. I really don't. I don't see what his endgame is here. Like, she can't see Kagome under any circumstances. Why? Why? You think Kagome would be upset? You think Kagome would feel threatened after everything that's happened in the last couple days? Hell no. You're worried about breaking Himitsu's heart any further? Like, bro. She already knows she no longer has a chance with you. You're no longer living near her. Y'all live totally different lives now. She's well accepted. That's out the window. I don't know what you're trying to do here by not just telling her the truth. The clock was ticking. With every second grew the understanding that the inevitable would happen nonetheless. Just don't worry.
Why should I worry?
You shouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
Why shouldn't I worry, Nika-kun?
Himitsu was looking at me attentively. There was disbelief in her eyes, growing with each word I said. It's just, you see, I don't know what you heard about me and Uemura, what you think about all that, but obviously I couldn't tell her that we hadn't kidnapped Ellie, at the very minimum because that was a lie. Even if something did happen, there are perfectly good reasons for it all.
Nika-kun,
Suddenly Himitsu almost shouted.
what are you trying to achieve here? If you aren't going to tell me the truth, don't say anything at all. I'm tired of all your omissions and lies.
But I'm not lying. I tried to say timidly, but it clearly made the situation worse.
If you're really innocent, why did you run away and why are you hiding now? And if you aren't, I want to believe that you had your reasons to do what you did. But when you behave like this, I believe in it less and less. Nika-kun, it's Iwamura-senpai who made you do it, right? Tell me that's what happened.
Of course, it would be stupid to deny that Kagome had taken the lead what happened, but saying that she forced me to do anything was an overstatement. Especially now that I had confessed my love to her and she responded with the same. Moreover, Himitsu's words evoked a desire to protect Kagome and me, even against common sense. Of course, Ellie didn't do anything wrong, but you can't say the same for her grandfather.
Nika-kun, I don't know what you found yourself into. This is kidnapping you're talking about. You're talking about it so casually that you don't understand how serious this all is.
Oh no, I understand it perfectly well how serious it is. That's why I want to keep you out of it.
Sorry, Nika-kun, but I don't believe you.
Kagome appeared in the crowd, clearly looking for me. Let's not do this here. I made one last attempt.
Why are you constantly trying to get me away from here?
Himitsu was getting more and more angry and no longer looked like herself. Because you'll take it the wrong way. Homie, just admit it. What do you stand to gain from not admitting it? I mean, just the relationship aspect. What do you stand to gain? What do you stand to gain? Especially when she's clearly saying, I see through your bullshit. I know you're giving me bullshit. You're telling me bullshit. Hey, this is all bullshit. She's clearly laying down the law that, hey, I'm well aware this is all bullshit. What do you stand to gain from it, my guy? What the fuck?
Nika-san.
Kagome finally noticed me and waved. But fine, it's too late now.
Too late for what? Nika-san.
Then Himitsu heard her too. Kagome ran up to us, a happy smile on her face, immediately giving way to surprise and then disappointment. It's you.
Iwamura-senpai.
Himitsu was surprised too, but then immediately attacked me.
I know it, Nika-kun.
Trying to convince her that she misunderstood something was not only pointless, but dangerous. What are you doing here? Not that Kagome had any intention of staying quiet either.
That's what I'm supposed to be asking you, Iwamura-senpai. I have a right to be here.
What right?
Nika-kun, did you really not tell her that my grandma lives nearby?
Himitsu asked maliciously, totally unlike herself. Well, I mean...
Miko-san?
Kagome cast a wrathful look at me, but immediately shifted her gaze to Himitsu. And we're here. She started as if trying to explain herself, but immediately turned angry.
How's that any of your business? And you have the audacity to say that after everything you've done? After what you dragged Nika-kun into? I haven't dragged him into anything. So you aren't denying you kidnapped Kobayashi-senpai? What are you, a policewoman? Why are you interrogating me?
Girls? I tried to interfere timidly, even though I knew it was useless.
If not for you, Nika-kun would be doing fine.
They seemed to be about to start pulling each other's hair when Kagome suddenly softened.
If Nika-kun wanted to, he would have long chosen you, and we wouldn't be talking now. But he chose me, so really I have no right to question him with or without reason. Nika-kun, is that true?
What's true? I awkwardly tried to play stupid. Motherfucker, what do you have to gain from not being honest? What? What is there? Who do you think you're saving? You? Her? What? You're not saving anyone. You're not helping the case at all. What do you stand to gain? Yes, tell her, Nico-san. Tell her that we're together now. I didn't know what to do and looked like an idiot, but Kagome didn't seem to be concerned about all that.
I don't care how you learned him in your bed or with something else, but I've known Nico my entire life. I know that he's very capable of doing stupid things, but he doesn't have someone to look after him.
What is he, your pet or toy? Grow up already. Kagome grinned.
I just want him to be happy, and I have no idea what you want.
I believe Nico-san can decide what makes him happy himself.
So to help him decide himself, you made Nico-kun an accomplice to kidnapping and force him to run away and hide here? You've really done a lot for him. But if Nico-kun goes to jail, will you say that's for his own good too?
Himitsu, don't exaggerate. I almost called her Sunshine.
Me? Exaggerating?
She flung her arms up in the air.
If anything, I'm understating. Not even Kari-chan was so destructive to you. Nico-kun, do you really think you love her? Where will that bring you? Just come back to Tokyo with me. Dad can help you.
No way.
Shut up, you!
Himitsu suddenly shouted. She was so aggressive, I barely recognized my childhood friend. Himitsu, come on, calm down. I wanted to come closer to her, but she waved her hand, stopping me.
If you don't understand that yourself, Nico-kun, I need to help you.
Nobody wants your help. We'll handle it ourselves. Kagome switched to shouting too. Girls, calm down already, I begged. We were standing a bit away from the main celebration, but people had still started throwing glances in our direction. Here in the countryside, loud outbursts were even more inappropriate by Japanese standards than in Tokyo.
Senpai, you're a criminal. There's nothing else to call you. It's dangerous for Nico-kun to be in your company.
He seems to be fine in my company, right, Nico-san?
I can't just leave things like this.
So what are you going to do?
I'll tell my father. He'll figure out what to do.
Do you really believe that Nico-san would be better off for it? If only you knew why we had to do what we did. She said we again, but this time Kagome's choice of words didn't upset me like he used to. If only you knew, you wouldn't be saying this.
I don't know, and I don't want to. A crime is a crime. Nico-kun.
He was to turn to me and pleaded.
Let's go to my grandma's place. I'll call Dad from there and he'll come pick us up.
If you really love him, you should be more concerned with what Nico-san wants rather than what your inflamed conscience is telling you. He seemed to have been totally relegated to the role of an inanimate object in their argument, a symbol that both warring states strive to acquire yet has no intrinsic value. Can I say something? I raised my voice. Himitsu, I can't go back to Tokyo. We can't go back. At least not now, when the circumstances are against us. I'd really like to explain everything to you, but it might put you in danger. Put her in danger? Kagome interrupted, chuckling loudly. Nico-san, between two stools you fall to the ground. I hate to admit that she was right, no matter how much I wanted to believe otherwise. I had to worry about myself, about Kagome, but clearly not about Himitsu. She wasn't in any danger. The corporation wasn't after her. I've been saying all that out of habit.
Nico-kun, are you going to sacrifice 10 years of our friendship? For...
She was huffing, apparently trying to find an appropriate description for Kagome.
What have you found in her? Maybe you're that good at spreading your legs, Iwamura-san.
Himitsu finally exploded. Christ, it's not about that at all.
Then what is it about, Nico-kun? What? I just want to help you. I don't understand why you're acting like this. Do I really not matter to you anymore?
It's not about you at all.
But I can't leave it like this. When we met in the morning, I still hoped that... And now...
She was weeping, even slightly squealing at times. Things were getting dangerous. We would end up having to talk to the police. Sunshine, enough. Listen.
Nico-kun, if you can't help yourself, I will.
And then Kagome's like, did you just call her Sunshine? Himitsu yelled and ran away. In another situation, I would have tried to stop her. But not at this moment, when I become the main attraction of the festival. So you met her in the morning? Kagome's cold... Yep, there it is. Kagome's cold, calm voice cut into my back like an icicle. Nico-san, you really do lie. You really do lie, always, and to everyone. When I finally believed that you were going to be honest with me, you quickly changed sides as soon as you saw your red fox. How can I ever trust you, Nico-san? Exactly my point. Exactly my point. This man thinks he's so sure about his love with her that he won't just fucking admit it. That he won't just fucking admit it. Like, he doesn't threaten his standing, with the police, her father, Kobayashi, and all that shit by not just admitting his relationship with Kagome. He doesn't lose anything by doing that. He thinks he's saving Himitsu from being hurt, but, like, He's not. It's like, and he's all, as you can tell, he's clearly only fucking things up more with Kagome. He stands to gain absolutely fucking nothing. And it drives me up a fucking wall that homeboy doesn't see that. That he is so fucking blind to it all. That for some reason he has to worry about what Himitsu thinks. Who gives a rat's ass what Himitsu thinks? Who cares? I love Himitsu. She's great. In this set of circumstances, who gives the slightest shit what Himitsu thinks? Who cares? She hasn't been a concern in your head for fucking a month now. Over a month now. And now all of a sudden she shows up. It's like, oh, listen, I don't want to get you involved. You don't have to get her involved. You don't have to tell her the truth. You don't have to do anything. You can say, yeah, you know what? I'm together with Yumura. I'm in love with her. Sorry, get fucked, dude. But no, you want to lie to her. You want to sneak around, do shit behind Kagome's back. For what reason? That's what I struggle to understand. If he's doing something stupid, but he has like a misguided reason for it, I wouldn't be as, fucking irritated as I am now. But like, there's not even like a misguided reason. It's not like doing something bad with good intentions. Like, what the fuck's your intention? What are you hoping to accomplish here? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Fuck. Like, I even threw this man a little bit of praise at the very beginning of the game when Himitsu's first introduced. He's like, listen, I know she loves me, but it's just not being reciprocated right now. Like, the fact that there was a protagonist that could acknowledge that someone, had feelings for him. I was like, okay, that's big moves. You don't see that very often. He's actually a bit more observant. But how could he not see that, like, he can't salvage anything with Himitsu? How can he not see, like, because that's the only fucking reason I could see him behaving like this. Otherwise, I don't get it. I don't get it. It makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. I don't get it. It is the most irritating thing. I don't get it. I don't get it. I think that's just my biggest issue is I don't get it. So it irritates me. Like I said, if I could understand why he was thinking the way he was, if I could understand what his goal was, then I could be like, all right, dude, you're being an idiot, but whatever, let's see how it plays out. But now it's just like, what's the fucking point? What is the fucking point? This man's driving me up a fucking wall right now. Right up the fucking wall. I'm just... Ugh. It's exhausting, my man. It's exhausting. Oh, fuck. There's more regret in her words than anger. I just knew you'd react like this, so I didn't tell you. Besides, Himitsu told me she wouldn't go to the festival. She came here because her grandmother got sick and was supposed to go back to Tokyo soon. What difference would it make? You're pathetic. You're damn right he is, Kagome. Preach, queen. Kagome smirked sadly, turned around, and slowly walked away from the paper lanterns, snack stalls, and the cheering crowd. I was left alone, endlessly removed from all the smiles, laughter, and happiness around me. God damn it, what did I even do wrong here? Oh, I wonder. Oh, I fucking wonder. What do you think it was, bud? Go ahead. Go ahead, think out loud for me. What do you think it was? I'd love to see what conclusions you fucking draw. I really fucking would. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Think it through. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Had I been the one to bring Himitsu to this village, you could have told Himitsu the truth about you and Kagome. To lead her there? On the other hand, if I had told Kagome about her, we could have decided to just not go to the festival. And everything would have ended as it had. Yeah, you could have done that as well. You could have done that as well. Maybe I just didn't want the yukata I'd spent so much money on to go to waste. It was more than the fucking yukata. Don't make it about the goddamn yukata. Don't make it about the goddamn yukata. It was hard to acknowledge that for such a petty reason I'd put not only our safety at risk, but also my new barely daled relationship with Kagome. The crowd quickly forgot about me and continued to talk and laugh. As much as they'd been interested in our quarrel a moment ago, they couldn't care less once it was over. After all, in their lives, other people were just a flash of a lamppost outside of the window, a car driving down outside of the window of a car driving down the highway of existence. What a metaphor. Himitsu wasn't just a flash to me, but I felt like I'd left her light behind me. You did! You fucking did! You acknowledged that before even the kidnapping took place. You acknowledged that you two had grown apart. And I didn't want mine and Kagome's life paths to diverge as well. Damn! Maybe you should make that a fucking priority. Maybe you should take some fucking pride in that, huh? Maybe you should be more confident about that. Maybe you should say, to hell with whatever the fuck my friend of 10 years thinks. I've made my choices. I am where I am. And here's the fucking God's honest truth. Maybe you should fucking show that you do care. I don't want mine and Kagome's life paths to diverge as well. Then show that you give a shit. Put some fucking passion into it. Quit trying to please everyone. If your end goal is that you don't want you and Kagome to diverge, then fucking man the fuck up. For fuck's sake. Good lord. After all that, I only wanted one thing. To intake a monstrous amount of sake as soon as possible and fall into oblivion. Yeah, sure, go ahead, drink all your problems away, fucker. The whole time we lived there, I'd only drunk out of necessity with other minors. Even then, very carefully. When I came back to the hotel from the bar, I usually do a few laps around the village to get some air, then return to our room sober. Kagome didn't show much reaction to it anyway, knowing that such was the Japanese tradition to drink with your coworkers. But now I wanted to drink myself into complete oblivion and disconnect from reality for a day. So, bartender? No, I think that guy was already at the stand. I just saw some random guy appear at the stand. I'm like, wait, soul patch? Messy hair? Wait, no. Could it be? I'd be very fucking surprised. Sometimes your legs fall on impulse beyond understanding, bring you to a bottle on their own accord, like they kicked your brain out of the driver's seat. Just a moment I'd stopped thinking about Himitsu Kagome, and what I had to do next. Having stopped at the stall with alcoholic drinks, and had already asked for a full glass, and froze. This really wasn't the time. It wouldn't just not solve the problem, it would make it worse. Yeah, drinking would make it worse. Absolutely. Because then, guess what? You gotta fucking pay for it. Hasn't been and guess what's like the big important issue between you and Kagome currently? Oh, is it the finances? Mm-hmm. The alcohol vendor at the stall looked at me confused, and I looked at him. Sorry. I bowed and basically ran away. Into the cold night toward the village, and the old hotel. To the lonely sad girl who I loved.